Hello?
Hi, hello. Is this Ordia?
Yeah, yeah, it's Ordeal, bro.
Hey, Ordia. This is Tommy Bryson. Just want to let you know this call is going to be
Yeah,
recorded
yeah.
and potentially uploaded to YouTube. How can I help you?
Okay. Oh, what's good, bro?
What's good, bro?
Yeah, I mess with your videos a lot, bro. Yeah,
Awesome.
you
Thank you.
inspire me a lot. You
Can you move
inspire
it
me a
closer to the
lot.
phone? I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. I mess with your videos a lot. You inspire me.
Thank you, brother. How can I help you?
Well, today, I want to talk about crypto because
Okay.
I'm 17. I'm 17 years old, right? And I'm thinking of investing to crypto.
Okay. What do you know about it?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing my research about BTC and ETH and other sites, I mean, another crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I invested like $100 into Ripple,
Mm-hmm.
which is XRP, and it's been going up. But the question is, how much should I start with, to be honest?
Why do you want to invest into crypto? Okay, like why do you want to start investing in the first place? Let's answer that question first.
Um, to be honest, well, cause I'm thinking about the long run, like the long run. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I invest my money, like I know it's gonna grow,
Mm-hmm.
and I could potentially have some wealth for my kids too and everything like that.
Okay. So here's what it sounds like. It
Yeah.
sounds like I'm really young right now. I want to take advantage of my youth and start investing so in the future I can have a lot more
Mhm.
money and potentially take care of my kids and so on. Does this sound right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yes.
All right. So if do you think, for example, if I put your money, like all your money, for example, into cryptocurrency and it's very volatile,
Mhm.
would that be the best long term investment for you if that's what your goal is?
If I put all my money,
Yeah, if you put like your money into cryptocurrency and it's very volatile,
yeah.
meaning it's not guaranteed in any way whatsoever, would that be the best place to put your money if what you want is to have your money grow over time and take care of your family?
Nope.
Yeah, so the big problem with cryptocurrency is that basically it's very volatile, right? If you want to put in, for
Mhm.
example, 10% of your money, that's fine because you might put it
Yeah.
in, you might lose everything, but for example, it's just like a small amount of money. However, 90% of your money
Mhm.
when you first start should be going, for example, into index funds or, for example, into ETFs in a well diversified portfolio. That way your money grows over time and you're not risking everything. Now,
Oh.
so you're in high school right now?
Yeah, 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 I'm in my last grade.
Okay,
I'm 17.
so do you know what you're gonna go to? Are you gonna go to school?
Pardon me?
Are you gonna go to college?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go to college.
Okay, what are you gonna study?
I wanted to do digital marketing, like how to create websites and how to do ads and stuff. Because the internet's always gonna be here. The
Okay,
internet's always gonna be here and stuff. So, and I'm also yeah, like how to create websites, ads, and stuff like that.
so let me ask you a question, right? Knowing
Hmm.
that you're young, and seeing, for example, how fast things move, do you think by the time you graduate, for example, in 4 years, whatever you learn is gonna be applicable?
Profitable?
Applicable.
What does that
Applicable,
mean?
applicable means, for example, is it actually gonna be useful? Since like for example,
Uh,
4 years is a very long time, right?
hmm
So whatever
hmm
you learn, do you think you're still gonna be able to use it 4 years later if technology is moving as fast as it moves?
to be honest, yes.
You think so?
Hmm.
Okay, now here's the thing, right? When it comes to
Yeah, explain
building
your side.
what,
Explain your side.
go ahead.
No, no, I said yeah. Explain your side of it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this, right? When you go to college, you gotta
Hmm.
pick a degree that has a long-term prospects, right? Like prospects, like meaning you can actually find an employer very quickly. It makes you a decent amount of money, and it's not really that risky, and it's not gonna go obsolete anytime soon. Now, if you go, for example, into digital marketing, it's kind of like a great skill to learn. But I had some of my friends that actually did that, and when they graduate, it's very hard to find a job, right? Because you don't really need to go to college to do that. There's a lot of courses on how to go out there and make websites, how to build websites, how to design websites. The courses are out there, right? So if you want to go to college, I'd
Hmm.
probably recommend, for example, you pick just go, for example, to labor statistics, right? And you can find, for example, a degree that's high in demand, has growth prospects, like it's going to grow with time more, and it pays you a
Mm-hmm.
decent amount of money, right? But as far as like building websites, like you know about YouTube, right? You can find all those things online. You don't need to go to
Of
college just
course,
for that.
yeah.
Yeah. And if you go
Mm-hmm.
to college, for
Uh-huh.
example, a great outlook would be, well, if I'm 17 years old right now and I want to go to college, but I'm not sure what degree I should get, what should I do? What I would probably do is basically, I'll probably go to community college, get my gen ed education courses for the first 2 years.
Yeah,
And then once I know
yeah.
exactly what I want to do, I can go, for example, to a 4 year school and graduate just in 2 years because basically I transfer over my credits, right? But it's not, I'm also going to save a lot of money. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So just to summarize here, right? Ordia, that's your name, right? Ordia?
Yeah. Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yes, just to summarize here, right? Cryptocurrency,
Mm-hmm.
right now, yes, it might make you money, right? But long-term perspective, it's going to be here. We don't know that. It's a very risky, volatile investment. That's not where I put my money, so I can't advise you to go out and put your money into that. I'd probably, for example, right now, being as young as you are, focus on saving up
Mm-hmm.
money to pay for college, and also, for example, applying for scholarships if that's what you actually want to do, like going to college and so on. Find a degree that's actually going to make you money. You want to look for three things: something you like, something you're good at, and something that's going to make you a lot of money. That's the idea.
Okay,
But you want to
okay.
be careful, for
Okay.
example, picking a degree that you can basically just find online how to do the whole thing, right? If you pick, for example, like I don't know, like engineering, that's obviously
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be here for a long time. Software engineering, a long time. Accountant, long time. Finance, a long time, right? Like find a degree that's gonna be, or nursing, 2 years or 3 years, long time, right? Find something
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be here for a long time. It's gonna give you job prospects, and while you're doing that, you can still go ahead and learn about building websites and helping clients on the side by buying a
Yeah.
course.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But the thing is, on YouTube, there's so much like bullshit, like this course. You know,
The
I don't
thing
want to buy a
is,
course.
right? Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Money is supposed to be used to make more money, right? And to also spend
Mm-hmm.
on expenses, right? The idea is
Mm-hmm.
when you're looking for someone, I bought courses in the past too, right? And some courses are good, some are bad, but they're just investments. What I recommend is basically you
Yeah,
find
that makes sense.
someone, get all the free content first, right? Get all the free content. There's free content out there. And by the way, a
Mm-hmm.
course these days in 2021 is just grabbing all the contents and putting it in one place to make it easier for you to actually consume and understand. But all the
Mm-hmm.
content you need is out there for free. But if you want to do it like that, you can go out there and search it and search it and search it and figure out exactly how to do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to buy a course, just find a course that's heavily recommended by other people, like real people that you
Mm-hmm.
actually know, and a
Mm-hmm.
creator that's actually very good at what they do and you actually trust them. And also find a
Mm-hmm.
course that has, for example, a money back guarantee of at least 30 days. So if you take it for
Mm-hmm.
like 20 days, you're like, okay, this is trash. All right, this is trash. All right, you return it. You're good to go. You're fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but my only advice would be just make sure. I'm not telling you not to do that when it comes to college. I'm telling you make sure that's the degree you actually want to go into. It's a business decision. You're gonna be there for 4 years. Just make sure, for example, it is exactly a good decision, and it's not just one. For example, oh, I like marketing. I like this. You can learn that stuff online. If you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go, for
So
example,
something like engineer software is something I should
something,
go to
yeah,
college for.
software engineering is gonna be here for a while. I have a friend. He makes around, I think it's like around 180. He works for IBM, makes a lot of money. He's always gonna have a job. He doesn't have more work than he actually needs, right? Than he can actually do, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
But again, it's not just the amount of money you'll make, but it's something that you
It's what you
actually
like, what you're
like.
good at, and what you like. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a balance. You're a smart learner. It's just a balance, right? So you got to find what you like and what you
Mhm.
don't like. Now, that's why I tell you, if you go to community college, for example, for the first 2 years, because you get your gen ed
Mhm.
courses, that gives you time, for example, to get part-time jobs here and there to find out, hey, what do I like? What do I like? And by the way, when you go to a 4 year school, the first 2 years are just gen ed classes. So it's still a waste of time. But in community college, it's just going to be, for example, a lot cheaper. That's why I recommend that. And once you're done there, 2 years later, you transfer all those credits over to the 4 year school and start your real 2 years into the career that you actually want to pick. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the idea. And while you're in community college for those 2 years, you're also working and saving up a ton of money. So when you go to that 4 year school for those 2 years, guess what? You can basically pay for college for free and graduate debt free.
Mm.
Did you have the cash? Well, pay for college in cash, right? Because you have the cash because you saved it up. You can graduate debt free. That's the idea there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So right now,
Yeah.
and by the way, bro, you're a lot ahead of me. At age 17, I only cared about sneakers and girls. And the idea is, if you're
Me
this
too. Me
smart,
too. I mean, oh, keep going.
you know, you go ahead. You too.
No, like even me, I'm a sneaker. I love clothes, you know.
Yeah.
But me, I like to balance it. It's not just all about the clothes, or
Mm-hmm,
girls,
mm-hmm.
girls. You know. I
Yeah.
like to balance it. That makes sense, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so you're in a good space, man. But just do you work right now? Do you have a job right now?
Pardon me?
Do you have a job right now?
Yeah, I have a job right now.
How much money do you make per hour?
I make $15 per hour.
$15, right?
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
just say, for example, that $100 you invested into Bitcoin, that's
Mhm.
around, for example, like 6 hours of your time before taxes, right? After taxes might be, for example, 8 hours of your time. If you lose that
Yeah.
money, right, you just lost that time also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So think about it from a time perspective. You want to put your money into something that's going to make your time worth it. So when you go to college and you pick a degree, hey, is this going to be worth all the time I put in to collect this money? Is it going to give me, for example, a good return on what I invested and what I actually put into it? If I buy this investment, this ETF or this index fund, can I trust that basically it'll be safe for my capital so in the future I can have money for me and my kids, right? Those are the decisions you want to make, right? Think about it like that. It's time. It's not just $100. It's 8 hours of your time almost.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Okay.
You have any more questions, brother?
Oh yeah. About stocks also.
Stocks?
Yeah.
What do you want to know about
Cause,
stocks?
'cause I'm 17, so cause I'm turning 18 in about 2 months, you know.
Okay.
So I just been learning about stocks for like 2 months now. No, actually,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 weeks to be honest. I'm just a beginner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched them. I watched some of your videos, and I realized you said that you like to put your money into index funds
Mm-hmm.
and index ETFs,
Mm-hmm.
SP 500.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you like doing that than to like put into something like Apple, Amazon?
Okay.
You
All
know?
right. So great question. Tommy, why do you want to do index fund investing instead of selecting stocks? And to
Mhm.
just say it this way, right? When you're buying an index fund, picture, for example, you have a basket, right? And in this
Yeah.
basket, you have all the companies in the US, right? If you pick one company out of that basket, right? What are the odds that you're actually going to pick a company that's actually going to be here, for example, for the next 10, 20, 30 years? The odds are very low. It's very hard to do that.
Yeah, but
Even for Warren Buffett, right? That's why you have to. Warren Buffett only has, for example, like 20 investments. That's about it. The point is, when you're picking a company, you have to be very good at what you're doing. You have to go, for example, you have to look through all those eggs in that basket, all those companies, right? And that takes 8 hours, 10 hours a day. It's a lot of work. However, since that's so hard and so difficult, what if instead of doing that, you just bought the entire basket? Meaning now you own all those companies. In reality, you're a part owner of the entire stock market, meaning you'll get the average return of the market every year. So the reason that I don't buy individual stocks is because basically right now, currently, Tommy Bryson is not willing to go out there and study stocks for 6 to 8 hours every single day to find a proper good deal. But I am willing, for
exactly.
example, to own the entire market and get a good return on my money every single year between 8 to 12% on my money. That's the idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you look at my portfolio, I invest, for example, in the S&P 500. That's basically the
Yeah.
top 500 largest companies in the U.S. Meaning I have like basically like the whole market in the U.S. because basically those 500 companies make the most money in the U.S. I also have, for
Mhm.
example, companies in the international market like Europe, China, all those places. Also, for example, small cap companies, smaller companies, also into treasury bonds, into corporate bonds, into real estate, into emerging markets. It's just kind of like conglomerate of sorts, right? This portfolio that contains everything. So basically, I'm more balanced out. But for example, if I picked a company and I want to hold on for 10, 20, 30 years in that company, I don't know what's going to happen. I need to be very, very good and selective when it comes to my investments. And that's not something I'm willing to do right now. It takes hours and hours of time to reach these companies. It's not just like, hey, I like Delta, I like Tesla, I like Amazon. They're big
Yeah, let me
companies. Because
just go
by the
quiet.
way,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. When people buy, they're speculating. If you buy something without knowing its true value, you're speculating. It's like buying a pair of sneakers because it looks nice, but in reality, the value is trash. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because somebody was telling me to buy AMC stock, right? And then I'm like, why just that one, you know? And
Mm-hmm,
then he's
mm-hmm.
like, just buy it because it's gonna go up. I'm like, I don't think that's a good way to
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at it,
That's
you
not the way
know?
to invest. The way you invest is basically, if you're gonna buy a pair of sneakers, and you say, well, this
Mhm.
sneaker is worth $100. Let's say $1,000. Like it's a really expensive sneaker, $1,000. But I can buy it, for example, for $900 or $800. That means when I buy in, I have equity in it, meaning I actually have a little spread there of profit already built in. Now, as time goes on and the sneaker builds up more value, I'll make more money appropriate to how much I actually invested into it. That's the idea. But if I just buy something hoping it goes up with no actual knowledge of it, that's just speculating. You don't have any reason to actually believe
Yeah.
that. And by the way, the whole AMC thing is
That's risky.
basically
That is. Oh,
it's
yeah,
really
keep going.
risky. It's really risky. It's really risky. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
But whenever you buy something like the AMC thing is basically, well, AMC people are holding on because people are shorting it
Yeah.
also, so they're hoping that basically people they can basically make the price go up higher, so then the shorters have to basically buy more, which make it go up and go up and go up. And you're right, that's a very risky game to play. That's not what you want to do with your
Mhm.
money, especially when you're making like $15 an hour. All the money you lose is time, time, time. You want to get to a spot when basically once you graduate, if that's what you want to do, you go to college, you learn a skill, whatever. Once you graduate, you have a lot of money, but you also have your investments growing, and that money just keeps your entire job as an investor is to preserve your capital, preserve your
Mhm.
time, preserve your sweat equity, and make it multiply.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
You have any more questions, brother?
um, to be honest, oh, and just one more question.
All right,
Because uh, I've been looking on the internet, you know,
come closer to the phone.
and
Closer to the phone.
oh, my, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I've been looking on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to find, because to be honest, I don't like working, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's hard to me. So I've just been looking at ways of how to make money at home, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have like any ideas? Because me, I'm
So,
thinking like drop shipping, but that's expensive. And I don't
well,
know.
drop shipping isn't expensive, right? It all depends on how you start. If you start with a lot of money, it's expensive. If you don't, it's fine. It doesn't cost that much money, right? Now, overall,
Yeah.
you gotta love working because working is what gets you the seed money to basically get to your freedom. So you gotta enjoy work for what it is and what it will do for you.
No,
You
no,
can't
no. I
always work
like
what you
working.
do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I like working, but not
Mm-hmm.
like something that has personal value. Like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
working just for the money. I'm not working because I like it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm
And by
saying?
the way,
Yeah.
right now, that's a part of your journey, right? Because right now you're 17 years old. You have a job.
Mhm.
The goal is to use this money to save for college and all this stuff. So when you graduate, you can have like a good job you actually enjoy, you actually like, and it's gonna make you a lot more money. But for
Mhm.
example, what I did when I was a lot younger was basically I was really big on reselling. So my whole thing
Yeah.
was I would basically resell cell phones. That was my niche. And sometimes I'll go, for example, to Goodwill or garage sales and buy things there and resell them, for example, on eBay. Or if you want to, you can do retail
Oh.
arbitrage, right? Which basically means you can go to a
Yeah.
store, you buy some things, and you can sell them
Mhm.
basically on Amazon or yeah, just like usually Amazon for more money, or any other website just for more money, or Walmart too. That's the general idea there. But that's what I did. Now you can do drop shipping, you can build your own store, you can do whatever you want. But there is like
Mhm.
there's a curve to it, right? Because you need knowledge for that. So usually
Oh,
there's a lot of research on YouTube. Also, for example, might be a course here and there if you want like all the information like a lot faster. But it's all to you on how you
mhm.
want to do it. A great way to start is you start with whatever you have. You sell the sneakers that you
Mhm.
have right now that you don't need. You sell them all, honestly. You use
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
money to then go ahead and use that for seed capital. All right, let me buy some phones. Let me buy these items. Let me learn more about this. You start selling those. You start building up your capital. You have your job also. That's extra money too. That's the
Extra
idea,
money.
right? But you start from small. It all starts
Yeah.
with one
Yeah.
dollar. That's all it takes. Just $1. You get started.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But my main focus would be right now is let me find a career that I'm actually going to enjoy. Let me try all
Yeah.
these things out to see if I like them. But if I'm going to go to college, go to community college first, figure it out, and then save up money while you're there to then go ahead and pay for college. Be very careful locking in all your. And by the way, if you're saving for college, don't put that money in investment because basically in 2 years, we don't know if the market's going to be up or upside down, right? So you want to make sure that money is safe in cash. So when you pay for college, you have that money there, and you don't have to worry about, hey, I'm going to sell way too low or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the idea, brother.
Okay. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for your time too.
Yeah. All right, brother. So look, right. If you have any more questions, then you can always just schedule another call. I'll give you another call.
Yeah.
And thanks for calling, bro. Have fun, okay? Thanks
Thank
again.
you a lot. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that right there was an awesome call. And by the way, man, these kids, man, are getting younger and younger and just smarter and smarter. At age 17, I had no plans of doing anything with finance or anything. But then again, there weren't a ton of YouTubers talking about it, right? So that's also a part of it. However, when you're this young and you're making this amount of money, right? The idea is people think like, oh, it's just $100 or whatever. No, that's your time. Your time is gone. The appropriate thing to do is say, hey, I want to start early doing things the correct way. That way I don't lose a ton of my money that early on. So go to college, right? If you want to do that, do it the correct way, but pick a degree that's going to make sense. I know people, guys, that got degrees, for example, in marketing and social media, all this stuff. Like, I don't understand why. And then by the time they graduate, they're telling you all these things that are basically obsolete now, right? Because usually marketing is just psychology. And the best way to learn it is from the best. And the best people are in textbooks, are in books, and are in courses, are also online with free content. So learn it from them, usually for free or for a very steep discount. And that's the best way to actually do it. That's what I recommend, right? As far as investing very early on, usually it's not the best idea. Just save money so when you go to school, you can pay for that in cash. And once you graduate, all that money, 100% debt free, all that money is yours to go ahead and invest a ton of money, unlike anybody else would be able to, because basically they got a whole bunch of debt, okay? That's the idea. Again, guys, thanks for this call. Really appreciate these calls. But if you guys want to join me on my next call, link down below, schedule an appointment from Monday to Friday. I'll give you a call. All calls are free. And on top of that, if you want to join me on my second and third channel, the main channel is down below also, Tommy Bryson. And also the show channel, Tommy Bryson Show, is also linked down below. If you want to DM me on Instagram, well, that's at Tommy Bryson also. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.